I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or to sell real estate. And it does it with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Barb has the buyers. Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how do they make sure that your clients' homes sell?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into selling a home. It's not as simple as people think. It was pretty simple about 6 months and about 2 years ago for a while when the market was hot. Most agents really didn't put a lot of effort into getting the home sold because they're like, it's going to sell. I remember getting offers contingent on their house selling. Some of the agents didn't even tell me the truth that they had to sell a home in order to buy this home that they made an offer on. That happened a couple of times. And then, or they would just go, oh, don't worry. There's no reason you have to worry about my client's house selling. This market's hot, so I don't have to put any effort into it. And that is absolutely not true. I think it's sad to say that the training in the industry is not great. And they really don't prepare agents to really set their clients up to win. And so that's what we want to do. And most people actually don't sell homes very often. And some have never done it before. And what's interesting is even if they sold a home, say back in the 80s or the 90s, the world has completely changed, even since 2000, I would say 2010 and earlier. If you have not sold a home since before 2010, everything has changed. So it used to be that a typical buyer would go in and physically put eyes in person on about 40 homes. And now they're only looking at 8, sometimes less. I just sold one last week where she only looked at, I think, 5 homes and we were done. So it's because the imagery is enough where they can eliminate the homes that they don't want to see right there at home in their fuzzy bunny slippers without ever leaving their house. They're not even going to drive by if they don't like the pictures. And that's because the technology of the imagery has gotten so good that they can eliminate based on the photos. So our goal is to make sure that we don't get eliminated online, and we will set the pictures up so that it makes the home look more valuable than the asking price. If we can, we don't show every nook and cranny. We don't have to show the inside of closets or the inside of garages or the messy unfinished basements. What we have to do is get people motivated to want to come see your home because they understand every home has spaces like that. So that's the one thing. And so it's really important who you pick as a home seller to handle the sale, because not all real estate agents are the same. And we know that buyers absolutely eliminate homes in less than 1 minute. So how do you avoid being eliminated online? In fact, I recently talked to actually, it's more than one buyer will say, yep, you got just a few clicks, and if I don't like it, I'm gone. Sometimes it's just the outside front picture that's enough to eliminate that buyer. And they actually did a study, and they figured out that the typical buyer spends less than 57 seconds looking at homes online, and they're moving on. And what they look at in this order is the outside, the curb appeal, followed by the backyard, the view, followed by the living room, followed by the kitchen, followed by the master bathroom and the master bedroom. And the one area that they spend the most time on is actually the outside front, the curb appeal. That's why these things are so important. But it's sad to say that most agents spend less than $89 a month on marketing. And I'm old school, I guess now. I started my real estate business in the late 90s, and the tradition was when you went into somebody's home, you got permission to show it. The way that you would let them know you were there is you'd leave a business card. Richard, right now, I can't get people to leave business cards in my occupied homes to indicate to the seller that they actually did show up. Is that ridiculous?
It makes no sense. It's counterintuitive, and it's not good for anyone. The person who should be leaving the card, you, or especially the person who's trying to sell their home, they have no accurate idea of how many people have looked at their home.
Right. So the agents, I don't know if they don't have cards or they don't want to spend the money on them. I mean, they're not that expensive, but sometimes people change their mind about who's handling the sale. They may pick up one of those agents, they leave a card behind. So it's very important that all these parts fall together when you sell a home, because it people buy houses based on what I call the love word or emotion. So they want to change their lifestyle from where they're at right now. They want to improve their lifestyle, but it's not done with data and numbers. It's done with love and imagery and attraction, based on the words that we use in the description, based on the imagery. Every little thing counts, the videos, the whole thing. And that's why the videos and the pictures are absolutely critical, because we know that the home sellers have no idea who is actually eliminating their home online. There's no way of knowing, but 80% of those buyers have already taken that house off their list if the pictures aren't right. So it's really, really important that you hire the agent that knows how to get this right, get the marketing right, so that all the buyers in the buyer population are coming to your home at the same time, so you actually get top dollar. And if you are thinking of selling, give us a call at 719-301-3900, or you can go to my website, barbhasthebuyers.com, click on the little button, sell my home, or give us a call, 719-301-3900, and we would love to help you. If you're thinking of moving later in the year, that would be great. One of the things that we offer our clients is a bunch of free reports to help you get ready to sell your home. You can download all of our reports on my website, barbhasthebuyers.com. This week, we're featuring the report entitled The Top 7 Tips to Get Your House Ready to Sell for Top Dollar. And you just go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on the green button in the upper left-hand corner, and you can download all the reports right there. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker. That's the real estate voice. Barb Schlinker, Schlinker, of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. You'll know her from barbhasthebuyers.com. And you can always reach her at 719-301-3900. And we're talking about how to get houses to sell. Barb, what is it that you do that helps home sellers get their homes sold quickly and for the most money?
It's a lot of things, Richard, but first of all, you want to make sure that you're the best home on the block. And there's multi layers that go into it. Staging, preparing for staging. So we want to build in a little bit of time up front. So give us some time up front. Some people call and go, we're ready to go on the market yesterday. I'm like, okay, that's great. But we want to hurry and get the pictures right so you don't get eliminated online. So we include a professional interior designer by trade that comes in and goes room by room by room. This is what you do here. This is what you do there. And even if it's an empty home, we have methods of staging. So preparation for the pictures includes staging. Then we take the pictures, and it's hard to get curb appeal right in the wintertime because most homes go dormant. The yards don't look quite as pretty, but that's okay. Everybody else is dormant too. So just do the best you can to clean up the yard and make it look good. But we absolutely do professional photography, virtual tours, talking house ads, even drone imagery, because it's very important to attract the buyers and make them want to put your home on the must-see list. Now, staging is one of the pieces that we do, and most people don't pay a lot of attention to it. They might, put a blanket on the floor or something like that. They don't go to a lot of effort. But the reason we do this is the typical buyer, if they look at a home and the home is empty, right, and it has a bunch of empty rooms. I know I'm that way. I am not artistically wired. So if I look at an empty room, I have no idea what to do with it. Half the time, I don't know what room it is, right? And it also will not tell me the size of the room because there's no scale. You can't really tell, will my couch fit or will my TV fit or anything like that. So most people don't go to that effort, but we do, because we know either if you have empty rooms, we'll stage it, or if you live there, our interior designer will help you with a checklist on making sure it looks clutter-free and ready for photo day. And the reason we do it is that according to the National Association of Realtors, a buyer typically will pay anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 more for a staged home versus a not staged home. So here's one that obviously no effort was taking place. Here's another one, no effort was taking place. Here's another one, looks terrible. Here's one that we actually brought in furniture. Sometimes we will do that if it's necessary. If the room doesn't look right empty, we have to do something to make the buyers to want to come see your home. And this was interesting, Richard. This particular one had one of those safe rooms in the basement.
Oh,
and
nice.
and it was pretty cool. But his former agent, who he termed a teenager, apparently got called to show the house. So she did the Pop-Tart thing. She popped out of the toaster, met the buyer at the home thinking, oh my God, I'm going to make this big commission. I'm going to meet these buyers and they're going to want to buy it. She didn't vet the buyer to verify if they're qualified or even know what they were looking for.
Oh,
And the
no.
only room that buyer wanted to see was the safe room.
Wow, that is odd, right?
It's very odd. And what happened was the seller was home at the time. He took note of his name, looked him up, and the guy had just gotten let out of prison.
Jeez.
So it's just crazy what goes on in this world, but you really want to hire a real estate company and a team that has your back to make sure those things don't ever happen. Sometimes if the room is empty, we will do what we call digital staging. So actually insert furniture electronically so we don't get eliminated online. That's absolutely critical. So if you are thinking of making a move and you'd like to find out what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale, figure out how much your home will sell for and what you'll put in your pocket, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. We help home sellers get the most amount of money with the least amount of hassle in any market. And if you are planning to move later in the year, that's totally fine. You're still welcome to go to our website or even call us for questions. And if you want to download our free report that's entitled The Top 7 Tips to Get Your House Ready to Sell for Top Dollar, go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on that green button in the upper left-hand corner that says free reports, and you can download away. Richard?
Barb, it is so important to have experience like you do. I don't want somebody learning how to sell homes and practicing on me and my home. Biggest investment of my life. You're listening to The Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, whether it's now or a couple of months, couple of years, give Barb a call, 719-301-3900, or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing pricing your home correctly so it does not sit on the market. You don't want to miss that.